Hey everybody, it's Eric, and today we're going to create a Power Automate flow that gets a user's manager. Oftentimes at companies I've heard people say, I want to get the manager of a user to send an email notification that something's late, expired, trending unfavorably, status change, things like that. So let's start off by going to Power Automate, make.powerautomate.com, make sure we're in the environment. In this case, we're going to stay in the default environment because it's a demo tenant. And I'm going to create a new flow. I'm going to make this an instant flow just so that we can trigger it manually. And I'm going to say get users manager. Sorry, a little backwards there. All right, we'll do create. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the Office 365 users connector, and I'm going to do search for users because I want to be able to search on anything, their name, email address, mail nickname, other SIP addresses, last name, user principal name, things like that. I have a user in my dev tenant called Adele V. Add my tenant. There's my dev tenant. That's what I'm going to search for, just as an example. Next thing I'm going to do is add another Office 365 users connector that's going to get manager. Right here is the action that we want. And we'll get the user principal name from that first search for users connector here. So now your flow looks like this. You're providing the search term, which is, if you're doing this in SharePoint, for example, this could be the field, the mail field of the people picker is always going to be the user principal name, unless you specifically designate that you want some other value. By default, it'll be their UPN. It'll be called mail, but it'll be their UPN. This is you can pass this in, or if you have a textual name, you can pass it in as well. And then what it's going to do is get the manager of that, but it requires the UPN for get manager. So just make sure you're grabbing the right field here. Let's save and run this. So it's saving, then we'll test it out. And if this works well, it should return back someone named Miriam, who I believe when we stood up this dev tenant was how the hierarchy went. So let's take a look at the get manager field of Adele, and it's Miriam Graham. So the director. So that's how you get the manager of a user in a Power Automate flow.